Now the cooldown to back up, the leap comes through, trying to separate Michelle into the side room. The grass gets used early. Not going to get that kill though, what they were looking for. Striker, Ray forming out, but Smurf beamed down, and the Defiant, they've got all the damage they need to clean up the rest of these players. And the opening of this point going to be going their way. Nice and easily here, and a pretty strong and powerful position to be in, I think, when you're running this double shield. Chase him down, but out of the Diva form, back into Echo, and now we're going to see the fight continue. Trading blow for blow. Smurf will eventually fall, and Nero's just trying to get that chip damage as he's trying to flank around the beam. Will it be enough? He does take out Lastro, but the team fight has gone the way of the Toronto Defiant once more.
Hello.
We saw in that previous series with the Houston Outlaws, every time.
The Shock are going to make a go of it here. The sound barrier is led in. Bob into the corner. Shock, though, way past that point. Now the Coalescence to layer on top. Just trying to win out this team fight, but it's so hard to chunk through this rally armor, but that might just do it. A very intelligent duplicate there from Nero moving over to the Sigma. Yeah, super aggressive from the Shock. They recognize that they don't have any ults. They have to try and create some opportunities, but Striker goes down once more. I think that was the shield bash into that one to try and lock him up long enough, and that's going to be the duplicate here. You can see Nice. I don't know if the Lucio was his intended target, but the sound barrier is certainly going to be helping him regardless. And again, Nice with the beam. Smurf goes down. Great tracking from him. FD God will follow suit. Coalescence comes out now from Violet, trying to win out this team fight once more. Self-destruct might get a kill, not quite. Point, but the overtime will start to tick.
The Shock are getting close to a sound barrier of their own, and Smurf dives incredibly deep as well, trying to pressure down Aspire, the new sub for the Toronto Defiant, who did such a good job of removing Striker in the previous. Speaking of Striker, he's towards the back as well, desperately trying to peel for Smurf with a bit of damage.
Goodness.
But he just can't hold on.
Yeah, the sound barrier just did not catch in time. Still, the Shock look like they're winning out this team fight. Sado was probably one of the sole survivors here. Hero duplicating over to the Diva. The defense matrix was there. Eats it all up. Now the self-destruct comes in. Forces the positioning back, but Sado gets picked off. The Am Matrix. It's almost a last-ditch effort here as we're heading into almost the final fight. Aspire, though. What a timing! There you go. Flashbang Fan the Hammer might be doing the business right now. Everything's coming up. Aspire as he's just trying to collect a couple of these kills, but Smurf trying to clutch it up with an ult of his own. The Primal Rage does get two in the back lines. The fight continues here. Choi Hyobin just needs to try and stay alive, but he's being pressured so heavily. But look at going, but eventually goes their way as they have to respect that supercharger that was laid down. But now it fades. The Death Blossom engage, trying to lead it into them. The Defense Matrix will eat up a lot of that damage on the side of Toronto Defiant, but they've lost two players. They might be making it a couple more as the Coalescence is finally going to start hosing them all down, and that will mean the Shock just about snatching away that round. They might be taking this high ground control. It's just Choi, actually. They're very split across the approach. Sado is so low onto the point, though. Oh, and he's been pressured out. And that's going to be that Maywall from Nero, actually separating them away once more. And at this point, yeah, Toronto just cannot stand up against the on-point and trading the cooldown. So Choi used the grasp. Now the Deadeye from Striker. Leading in, they have caught one player, two players, and there you go. Nice accretion to lead into that one. Striker just needs to hit a couple more shots here, but 3 kills now for the Shock. Defiant, unable to really contest this one anymore. So try and connect it, but that sound barrier from FD God just about saving him. Violet has to play around this corner. The Amp Matrix is there. The Gravitic Flux was used a little bit earlier there. I missed how much value that Choi really was able to get from it, but it matters not. The kill in the end connects. Asado will fall, and the Amp Matrix finally layered down, just preventing the Toronto Defiant from really pushing and preventing them from trying to build up those ultimates.
Nero has got in really deep behind. This is the kind of play that we expect to see from Nice, but Nice himself picks off Glister. That gives long-range superiority to Aspire, at least until Nero picks him.
No one's really dealing with Nero, but at the same time, no one's dealing with Nice again on this flank off angle, and look at this. Sticky bombs into the try-shots. He's got his team to support him as well. Nero is still alive, but not for much longer. And yeah, the Defiant on the defense side. Going in with with the rally and the Am Matrix. Nero trying to wrap all the way around. Yep, Nero's been pulled in. That's the Gravitic Flux as well to lead it in. The Shock are falling quite low into this fight here. If the God goes down, and again, you can see Aspire just pumping in that damage from afar. Michelle, though, trying to turn things around. Not quite turning it around when they're already winning the fight. It is just cleanup duty for them.
And here's my problem with what position for Nero to be in. This time,
fantastic position. He's already built up the Gravitic Flux. There we go. Send it into the back line. Supercharger goes down. Michelle so low here. Sadow's just trying to basically stall this one out, but Fortify is going to fade, and he's going to pay for it with his life in the end. So a bit of coordination comes out from the Shock there.
Much better.
Josh, yeah, you've talked about it before, about this this concept of this kill. This flank. Nice is searching for a flank, and he's found it onto Glister. He goes down. Aspire also collecting the headshot onto Nero. That's the DPS down for the Shock, and this could be curtains for them. The rally will keep them going for a short time, but they don't have the damage necessary to try and break through this. 11 seconds remaining, and their combo's just far too slow to get into the action, into the fight. The Defiant holding strong here. Holt's not going to connect. Is anybody going to be able to touch the payload? Not going to be the case.
I hate to say it, Brett, but that is a bit of a... He does. Now, this doesn't really hurt the Shock that much because they're all just inside this house, but they can't get out. They're getting ambushed. They're getting shot from all different directions, and that is a serious problem. They're going to get picked to pieces unless someone could do it with Violet's Amp Matrix.
Ult's being committed here. Smurf just trying to hold on, just trying to play around the shield, but that is far too much damage to overcome. The Toronto Defiant making it look easy. And again, the story of this match so far, of this map, has been Aspire just really open. You can see Nero's just trying to take a couple of risks. The ice block round the corner, very low, Immortality Field. Sado going down there almost, but it is Choi who ends up trading with his life. And now just the onslaught that's happening here from the Defiant. Amp Matrix from the side. Is anybody going to be able to follow this one up? It doesn't look like it's going to be doable. Blizzard just into the backline, but the Fortify on Sado, which means he can waddle his way out of that one. Only a couple of players left. Nero out of the ice block form, and that is going to be the payload sailed right into... I mean, they're playing the point here, Josh. They're almost getting a second tick for free, it seems like. No one's going to contest. They have to try and win this fight into the choke point, but now they're going to be sent straight up into the air with a Gravitic Flux. And
third tick
is anyone going to contest? Is anyone going to touch? What is happening?
Striker is there in the final moments with FD gone, but everyone else has died. I mean, the San Francisco Shock are playing, actually, Brennan, in a very similar way to the way that they played the first point Junkertown. Really?
Yeah, this is not what I was sold by Custer on the Scrimbuck exchange. He sold me a very good Shock product. He said they're not going to be performing like they did earlier. We've seen this one before. Well,
big Blizzard.
Yeah, huge Blizzard, actually. He's going to be catching a ton of players up. Nice, almost getting Smurf down. In fact, it will be Aspire who connects it in the end, but it matters not. On the defense side, the Shock have the advantage.
I'm just watching this hit scan duel because it could be fairly defining too. Oh, there's the Amp Matrix, and they get eviscerated. This becomes very deadly, trying to push into these high ground areas. The Toronto Defiant need their DPS to open things up for them. These off angles need to get value in order for San Francisco Shock to pull back from the choke points. Otherwise, when Sado and Michelle try and take the high ground,
to do so. Nice actually moves over to the Sigma, but okay, they actually did push Choi to the low ground. He takes out Aspire though, trading 1-for-1. Nice, needs to get something done here. Gravitic Flux will connect. Striker, will he fall? Yes,
great combo.
He will. Nice, that's fantastic. Into the melee as well. Now the Valkyrie gets popped as a response. Oh, but no one's here to deal with Nice. And as I was singing the praises of the Shock, they just stumble and fall. And now controllers flip back over here for the Toronto Defiant in terms of the positioning that they're pushing in here with. Ultimates have to get forced out though. This might be enough to turn it.
Smurf with the pick on Nice is absolutely supreme. He was doing so much damage in the team fight. Does that rock connect? Not quite. Michelle dodges underneath. But they've used 2 tank ultimates, and here's a Bastion on the field.
Yeah, Nero going with the stall pick. Ultimates again. It's all on Toronto to try and make the play. Oh, Bob comes in and he's right in the back line. Oh, do they have anything to do with it? The double shield is there, but they're playing these off angles perfectly, and Choi is just rolling over them once more. Aspire takes out FD God and gets rezzed back up the point, almost going their way. Has to be blocked up here. Nice. A great accretion connects onto Nero, but the freeze will come through, but he's going to be fought out of it as he fades out of the duplicate form. Still alive, still in action, and he's going to be above the point. The Toronto Defiant trying to make this happen now with a couple of the stall picks, moving into the ball, onto the high ground. They need to deal with this Amp Matrix, but they've been pushed off the point. Can anyone touch this one? Oh my goodness, just in time. FD God going to be flying straight onto the Valkyrie, gets the res onto Violet as well. So the Defiant will be stopped, but oh my word, that was close. 96%.
Nice has that Mercy pocket, and he's just kind of keeping Nero and FD God at bay. Wow, that's so well played. All of that damage got converted into Coalescence Charge, and Ansem J got ripped out the air.
I don't know what window of opportunity they found. Maybe it was just Anson J using his flight or what? I'm not too sure, but they take Anson J out early on, and they want a little bit more here. Shock just biting down, committing to this fight. Might be able to get this kill into Nice as well. They do. So, yeah, they've completely cleared the Defiant off the point. Really impressive for them to be able to spot that.
Back online.
That's a great accretion from Michelle. Pushes Smurf just away from the team, but now leaping back into a Gravitic Flux. Sent in. Aspire goes down. Oh my goodness, that was a deadeye from the high ground. Striker was ready and waiting for it. Took him out. That could have been brutal. And now with Nice and Michelle falling as well, the Primal Rage of Smurf is doing way too much work disrupting them. The Toronto Defiant, it was looking so good for them, but it's over. Style, you can see him not really receiving too many heals there from Lastro. Oh, look at this angle though that's being taken. The Shock. Okay, they've sensed something, and they found the positioning off the back of it. Nice. Anson J and Lastro going to be going down. And only a couple of players left standing between them and the point. The Shock will be claiming their prize. Checkpoint A going down without too many issues.
Really, really nice play there. They pushed Aspire out of Cafe and then took it immediately.
Nero dropping down as well. Finally, the Bob comes through. Might be fading in just a moment here. A lot of the abilities coming through on either side. No real casualties, actually. But finally, something's got to break, and eventually it does. Toronto's still trying to hold on, though. Michelle dropping down, using that grass to stay alive. Just trying to pressure them and push them off, buying space for this DPS duo. I don't know if that accretion actually connected, but Choi... Okay, no, he did get the Gravitic Flux off. Michelle will go down. And, yeah, they're being pressured from the high ground, but the Shock are doing a good job of just kind of playing it out. And especially Glister, the longer this guy's alive, the more value he's been getting.
He's had some great moments, and Choi Obin as well, dominating these off angles, finding that fantastic Gravitic Flux over onto Michelle.
Trying to take this away, but the Shock are just rolling forward here. The Holt is going to get taken out here. Oh, look at this. Michelle and Nero traded out on either side. There's the res coming through with the Immortality Field to keep them up and alive. Okay, Bob as well onto the point, so the Toronto Defiant just holding on. And there we go, Glister goes down. The Shock going to choose to disengage from this one.
And it's a good disengage, but they do lose a couple of players nevertheless, because Toronto have got that feeling in their bones. They can smell blood in the water. And Aspire kills 3 people there, including a Bob.
Look at how strongly they're trying to fight over this.
Oh, that was so well played. The Holt into the accretion and the stickies.
Yeah, that is someone else. That is a beautiful little play. And look at this, the space that Nero has been granted. Doesn't have the duplicate in time. Oh my goodness, Nice got brought back up and just, again, punishes it, but they don't take out the res. Nice, though, he's going to be duplicating over to the Sigma himself, and it's a fight that's occurring on 2 fronts. Onto the high ground and the low ground. The Shock continue to try and fight this one. Glister ends up using the ultimate as Bob gets sent straight into it, but Toronto Defiant answering back almost immediately. Michelle getting so much work done with his own Gravitic Flux, and they've got the better spawns as well, so the Shock... It's an even trader
and Orisa. Didn't really get value out of the Supercharger, but Michelle had already killed 2. Here we go with the real Supercharger, though. Smurf lays it down. Decent LOS. That's going to trap Sato, and he gets melted immediately.
That is so much damage, and it forces out the Immortality Field. Aspire has no idea what's occurring. The high ground is completely in control. And Nero with the heal, with the pocket, is going to try and do a bit more damage to this backline, but it's just a cherry on top once more, as the Shock are going to be gliding that payload in 1 minute. 52 seconds. A nice complete...
Immediately, Choi Obin FD they've gone up onto the high ground here as well. So taking some high ground control away now that the Toronto Defiant have rotated around the floor. But that's such a good play by Nice. Up and over the top, slaughters them all.
Oh my god! And yeah, the Shock, they were playing split up in this 3-3 style. But ultimately, it's Nice with the damage boost is the one who's doing all the damage. Those flanks that... Honestly, he's becoming very well known
for the top of the building. Let's take a look at it from his point of view. He gets the info from the rest of his team that they're up there, pushes away the DPS just for a moment, and then the sticky bombs into the focusing beam.
Yeah, you can see Glister just putting in the damage. The coach gun, Nice, has to use the duplicate just to try and survive this one. And the fight is also occurring on the other side of things. So Gravitic Flux from Choi, just about connecting on top of, I think, Bob and Aspire, actually. So it sets them up for the kill. Nice, not going to be walking away with that kill. Defiant just going to be probably losing this one. Nice kill, though. Okay, just going to
he's 4 HP. He doesn't have a chance at staying alive.
But eventually the Superchargers will fade on either side. And it looks like the Shock want to be taking the initiative as they lay down the Amp Matrix. That's not the thing that gets the kill, though. In fact, Nero with the damage boost, the sticky bombs did a lot of that, and the Shock, again, going to be pouncing on their targets, finding multiple pickoffs.
Absolutely brutalized there. And Michelle's surely going to fall at some. Yeah, it wasn't caught on cam. Violet and Matrix was the thing that really pushed back the Toronto Defiant in the previous fight. There's another halt into the accretion, and Violet ends up getting the kill. Damage boosted as well. All the assists, everybody on the team taking part.
A minute remaining, and there will not be the res online, I suppose, on CJ going down. These are going to be some nasty, nasty stagger kills. Oh, they're going straight for the jugular here. When he's playing in these line-of-sight angles. Okay, Glister's revenge. The damage boost to kill there onto Aspire. It's going to be instantly rezzed up, but now your Mercy wasn't really healing your team up in that fight. Sado chunked down to half HP to fortify. Is it going to be faded there? And it means the Gravitic Flux gets a lot of work done. Glister may have stepped himself a little bit over there, but in the end, oh yeah, that is just an immense amount of work being put in, and no one is going to be capable of touching this one on the Toronto Defiant side. So the Shock going to be running away with it 3-1. And as I said at the start of the series here, Josh, you know, they have the winner of that map wins Hollywood. They did. They did win Hollywood. They won the series as well, actually, in fact.
Yeah. They won Hollywood, though. I love the fact that...